Not long ago, we released a video analyzing the draft of the recent OG vs Alliance series, and today we're back with a similar video. This time around, we'll analyze the first game of the Nigma vs Secret series played on the 24th. Before we get to the professional player's choice on the matter, our question for today is about Wisp. Which is the best combo with Wisp? Post your favorite pairs in the comment section below. Game 1 draft was quite standard by all means, but I think that's exactly why this game was really interesting. I think this draft is a great showcase of how teams try to address specific lineups and what aspects of heroes they prioritize. Opening the draft with some standard bans, Secret takes out Wisp and Phoenix. Phoenix is just a strong meta 4 that GH plays quite a bit, whereas Wisp is an extremely powerful hero both teams utilize well. Expected to be banned by the team on second pick every game. Nigma bans Drow and Lone Druid. Drow is a hero that's highly prioritized and ran by a lot of teams, but Secret in particular has shown that they use the hero extremely well. Lone Druid is a secret special. Pretty much only Matumba Man plays it as far as I know, so that ban targets him specifically. After the bans, Nigma has the first pick, and they open with Faceless Void, a highly contested carry that is usually either banned or picked up in the first phase of the draft. So overall, not too surprising. Since Void is such a huge threat, Secret will most likely choose their first two heroes to have good matchups against it. Secret's choice is Pugna, which is a great counter to Void in many aspects as well as a solid opener. His Decrepify and the Ultimate are both excellent tools to save people from the Chronosphere, and he can be fixed to any position except carry. Moreover, Void's main vulnerability before BKB is high burst damage, which Pugna also provides. Nigma's second hero is Magnus. Again, not too surprising. This is par for the course in the tournament. To explain it a little bit, teams run Magnus to give their extremely powerful late game carries empower, so that even if they have bad matchups in their game, they can simply outfarm the opponent. After all, the easiest way to deal with bad matchups is to just have twice the gold. Most commonly, we see PA plus Magnus and Void plus Magnus as an opener if teams opt for this kind of lineup. Since Nigma has basically revealed their hand at this point, Secret will look to pick a carry that has a good game against Void, but is still able to fight relatively early. Their options are quite open, but I do think that picking up their carry now makes perfect sense since they already know what pace of the game Nigma wants to take. Their actual pick is going to be Spectre, who fits both categories that I think were important. With Haunt, she can join fights early and has a good matchup against Void. This is one of the few heroes that can consistently survive the Chronosphere unless she's extremely far behind in net worth, which to be fair is a concern against Empower, so I don't expect the counters to Void ending here. Now we come to the three bans for both teams. Nigma will most likely want to ban heroes to protect Void's laning stage. As well as this, ban mid heroes that excel in slower paced games like what they present with Void plus Magnus. Heroes that are frequently picked that fit that description would be Zeus and Arc Warden for mid, where good offlaners that might hurt Nigma are Beastmaster and Venomancer in my opinion, so I'd expect bans to take at least some of those out. Another type of hero to think about would be saving supports, specifically Oracle, but Secret already lacks lockdown, so picking a support with no reliable lockdown against a Void might be a little too ambitious. On Secret's side, it's going to be all about protecting their Spectre. A farm Spectre is their primary answer to Void, so making sure that the hero has a good game is a necessity for Secret. Viper is a common counter that will be banned for sure. I also don't expect Exhort Invoker to survive the ban phase, since him with the Void is one of the reliable ways to kill even a hero as tanky as Spectre in the Chronosphere. It's a hero with a lot of magical and pure damage, meaning Pugna's saves are pretty much negated, and Tornado straight up dispels Decrepify as well. I don't really have a third hero in mind that really stands out, but perhaps a hero that can defend towers and pushes waves well could be problematic for Secret. Underlord could be the ban. The actual heroes taken out are Zeus, Mars, and Kugka by Nigma, whereas Secret banned Viper, Invoker, as well as Batrider. This mostly matches up with what I had in mind at that point for Secret, but Nigma's bans tell me they are more afraid of heroes that can pick Void off than push towers, which in retrospect makes sense once we factor in the two upcoming Nigma picks. Coming into the second round of picks, Secret takes Skywrath Mage. This is going to be their position 4 for sure, and the hero makes perfect sense if we still think about how important shutting down the Void is. They already picked 2 heroes to make sure they can match up to the Void later, so now they are looking to dismantle his laning stage as well. I expect a reliable stun to be paired with it as a 4th pick. Nigma's answer to that is Rubik. It's an extremely versatile pick as well as a staple for GH. It also matches well with the heavy teamfight Nigma is bringing, but I don't think this pick stands out as an answer to Secret's lineup. Secret's 4th hero is Chaos Knight. Offlane CK has been the flavor of the month hero that seems extremely strong in most games I've seen him in, so it's not really unexpected. He has a great laning stage against Void, can easily set kills up for Skywrath and Pugna, so overall the pick makes perfect sense, but this could have been any number of strong offlaners with a stun. Nigma's 4th pick is Snapfire, a hero that's all about synergy with their teamfighting cores again. Knowing Nigma, she's more than likely their position 5, since I've seen RMN play this hero extremely often in their games. She's also a fairly strong laner, so it solves Void's laning stage to some extent. This does put Magnus firmly as a core, but he has an alright time dealing with Spectre, so his weak lane isn't an issue if he ends up in the hands of Mind Control. There's an interesting consideration here though. Both Snapfire and Magnus can be flexed and are played in the mid lane quite often. This is especially problematic for the last 2 bans for Secret, since they don't exactly know which role to target with their last 2 bans. They can only make an educated guess, whereas Nigma can easily predict Secret is last picking their mid hero. Therefore, I think we can say Nigma will ban mid heroes that take towers easily, since that's the one weakness Secret's lineup needs to shore up to play the game as fast as they need to, but I have no idea what Secret want to ban. Nigma ends up banning Lycan and Monkey King. Lycan is an extremely fast-paced pushing hero that's obnoxious to deal with for Nigma, so it makes perfect sense. Monkey King is most likely an impressive matchup for the mid hero that they have in mind. Remember, they need to pick 9th, so this is their last chance at protecting their mid hero. Secret bans out 2 lane-dominating supports, Witch Doctor and Enchantress. This tells me that they did indeed put Snapfire as Secret's mid laner, so the flexible draft from Nigma did pay off in the end. Nigma is now faced with 2 problems. They don't have a hero to start fights before Magnus has a blink, so the 2 supports have a hard time playing proactive at all in the early game. So the mid hero needs to be someone who can start fights, but at the same time, it's a 9th pick. Therefore, they know we will have a difficult laning stage no matter what. This leaves them with few hero choices. They end up going with Tiny, a great choice, but this will be a rough game for we nonetheless. Secret's last pick is coming up, and I think they need a hero that can either help the Pugna push towers or a hero that can pair up well with the Skywrath CK combination to pick Nigma's heroes off all the time. It also needs to not rely on cooldown, since they want to play a really fast-paced game against all the ultimates Nigma brings. The hero also needs to win mid. Pretty much all of the spirit heroes are good here, but I can imagine something more adventurous like a Ricky mid doing well here. I haven't seen it picked recently, but Clank's mid would also be a great fit. Shame the hero just isn't played at the moment. Overall, I think this draft was interesting because of how different the approaches of the 2 teams were. Secret from the get-go was all about dismantling Faceless Void's game pick by pick, since he's a strong hero that Nigma based their lineup around revealed early. On the other hand, Nigma's draft is all about synergy with the Void, and this is to make his game as good as possible. A Magnus to give him Empower, 2 high damage supports that excel at the playstyle Void naturally wants the team to take, and finally a fast-paced mid hero to give him the space to farm. I think this draft promised an exciting, fast-paced game with constant back and forth between the 2 teams, and it certainly delivered. I'd encourage everyone to go give it a watch. Try to pay attention to how certain heroes are played based on the draft analysis. For example, see how hard Puppy's Pugna is targeted the entire game, since he's the one saving hero against Void Secret had. That's going to be all for today. I hope we've shed some more light on how teams approach drafting. I'd also again recommend watching at least game 1 of the series to everyone. It was an exciting game. On that note, are there any more series you'd like us to analyze? Leave your ideas in the comments section below.